what's up, everybody? Paris Greyhound coach, my coach, Coach Tyquan Rice. Coach Rice, what's going on?
What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Well, Coach, man, we appreciate you joining us, man. A great year last year. One, was you surprised about how well this team took it to your new system, the new staff and everything, and what we're looking for going forward?
We weren't surprised. The kids have a lot of talent. They're very well coached. One thing that we've got to, keep implementing is it's not so much the physical toughness, but the mental.
Yes.
A couple of games we were close in the stretch and we could have pulled one out. But our mental toughness is what really, kept us from, beating those teams. So that's what we've been, all off season, getting stronger physically, but mentally as well.
All right, Coach. So now you done all, I guess, rebuilt this program, the Paris Greyhounds, having played there and starred there and been a star. Just how has that been, redoing this program?
I think it means a lot more when you play somewhere and you come back home, and you're able to be a part of the program. Obviously, Coach Washington did a wonderful job. Boo coached me, through high school, so it was good to kind of take over where he left off. And, I always said, I want to leave it better, than I found it. And whatever that means, if it's in the classroom or on the field, I just want to leave that program better than I found it.
Now, Coach, I gotta say this. Now, I don't think this has ever been done ever in high school football to turn around and have about 11 of your top tacklers back on the defense, Coach. You got this Preston Cowan who's an absolute dog. Absolute dog. Him and Brandon Cruz. Then, of course, you got cats like Elijah Webb, my guy, former MLK Duck, and Jakari Ransom, man. This is a talented defense.
I mean, you had 5 seniors last year, right?
Correct. The first year coming into it, we won 4 games. Last year we tried to flip the script, went 8-4. The main thing, I'm stepping in as well as Coach Chestnut, and we're going to get this defense rocking, man. And the main thing, like I said, we want to be physically and mentally sound. To return guys, I've got, 11 seniors. We're up to almost 40 kids right now. Sunday we start camp, as they call Hell Week. What you have it. But, it's, I teach them, we don't want to get comfortable, and that means even myself, I can't get comfortable relying on those guys because one day they'll be gone, we're trying to bring this younger group up, man, and we have a phenomenal freshman class coming in. They lost 2 games as 8th graders to a really good Raceland Middle School as well as a Raceland High School. So, that's where we're trying to go. We're trying to, get back to competing with the Racelands and the Pikers of Class A.
But that big junior in there, right?
Hey, man, listen, big junior, man. Hey, listen, man, junior could be we get junior in shape and get him conditioned. Yeah. Junior will be a phenomenal center at the next level, man. He's a good kid.
Junior will murder some kids in Barber Ready.
Yes, sir, man. First time I met Junior, coaching with the Ravens, man, he took a kid to the playground, man, and sat him down and just said, sit still, man.
Hey, I believe too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, you return, like we said, you got pretty much your whole core coming back.
Correct.
Who are the kids that you're leaning on going into this season?
If I leave somebody out, I'll never hear the end of it from them or their parents.
I got you.
But, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of teams are built around their playmakers. But I'm going to tell you something. Our core group is our line. And, with guys like Zion Webb and Cordray Patterson on that line, those guys really go both ways of the ball. There's a difference, man. When you've got 11 guys that can play defense and then another set to play offense, we try to teach these guys, you got to go both ways. And those guys have been built for it their senior year. They're going to do some phenomenal things. Brandon Cruz and Jakari Ransom, I try not to brag on him too much. I want his Friday night to show what he can do, man. But I tell you, the kid is, he's just really built a name for himself. Last year he was a preseason district player of the year. Going into the season. So I hope, that he can really, capture that this year. He can do whatever he wants. The thing is, he's very humble. He doesn't mind to share touches. But when it's go time, he wants the ball in his hands. Yeah.
Absolutely. And like I said, man, that's a loaded team. Of course,
For sure.
like I said, on the defense side, him and Elijah Webb did good. On the secondary, was Darian Bell, who was just a sophomore last year as well as last. So a lot of talent, man. Who you gonna lean on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, I tell you what, before we get to offense, you said a name, 6'3" Preston Cowan, who is all over the field defensively. Our biggest problem with him now is we don't know where exactly to put him because, he goes middle linebacker or inside linebacker, but he'll go down at the end and stop everything on the wide side of the field. So, he's helping us quite a bit, as well as Darian. It's hard to put the ball in the air with ball hawks like D-Bell and Elijah Webb, man. Offensively, I've got to give credit where credit's due. We've got a really good junior quarterback who has matured. The kid is like a 4.3 GPA student.
Man, that's what you want.
He'll tell you right now, if he gets a scholarship to play football, great. But his vision is set on being an engineer. So those are the kind of kids that I'm telling you, mentally tough. You don't get no better than Kate Frederick.
I know Coach Ray loving him.
I know he loves him.
I know he's
Like
loving
that,
him. I know he's loving him.
You got a quarterback that's tough, man. It changed the game up, man.
And smart too.
Yeah,
man.
for sure, man.
Yes,
for sure. So he can do it all.
And Coach, man, this Paris team is loaded.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're not going to surprise too many teams this year. We'll talk about the schedule in a minute, but one thing I know about somebody who ain't on the schedule, what we need to do to get this Bourbon County Paris rivalry started, because people don't say this has been a big rivalry.
Sure.
Y'all just 5 minutes away from one another, but it's a lot of hate in between there. A lot of love. A lot of hate.
Back in the day, you see in the movies they have a can here with a string and a can here, and they're talking. That's how close we are, Honestly, I'm not sure where the rivalry or the game stopped being played, 10 or 12 years ago. It's something that we've tried to get back in the last couple of years. And, hey, listen, I'm telling you, I think Bourbon made a really good decision bringing that guy in. Sometimes you just connect with guys, and, he is very humble. But you can also tell that he's real. His no's mean no, and his yeses mean yes, and that's what I respect. And so we've talked about putting this game in. Of course, this is the first year I've been able to make my schedule. Going into year 3, I know he's got his hands full. It's always tough being year 1 anywhere new. But so I was pleased that he wanted to do some 7-on-7 and mix it up, do some JV stuff because our schedules were already full. But I know going forward, I know that's not going to be an issue for him or myself because at the end of the day, to see all the kids in your city, playing and producing, that's all football's about. And so there's nothing like, being in a small town with the lights on Friday nights and everybody packed, standing room only. So, I know Coach Brett's going to make it happen. We could flip a coin toss for home and away. They're coming down on the 4th. It's a 3-way scrimmage. Newport's coming down. Bourbon's coming down. So, it'll be a packed house. And, my guys are eager to play. And I know his guys, he'll have them ready. And, hey, it is what it is. Let's see some good football.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Now, as you go into year 3, like you said, you got this schedule. Coach, you kind of upped the weight class a little bit this year, didn't you, Coach? You got to start off with Frankfurt, perennial power Paintsville, right next to another perennial power Hazard.
Picked up 5 in Montgomery County. Yeah.
Rod Castle County, Bishop Versailles, get into your district game, Nichols County, Raceland, Fairview, and Ludlow. Coach, what's your expectations for the team going into this season?
Coach, like I said, this was the first year we were able to make our own schedule. And, say what you want about youth coaches, but I don't know that there's any other harder working coaches out there. And, I've been a youth coach. I've seen, guys coach youth. You're picking kids up. You're dropping kids off. You're trying to find uniforms and pads and sponsors and donations. So, it was a blessing to be able to coach this freshman group, this incoming freshman group. And I'll tell you why. It's because from 2nd to 8th grade, I had them. So to be able to have them again lets me know, the foundation's built. So when we sat back and I asked my seniors, I said, how do you want to leave, your legacy here? Are we ducking and dodging, or are we just going to say line it up? And so one thing I know is consistent with coaching. People are going to be pissed off either way. Either your schedule is too cupcake or your schedule's too strong. And so when the schedule came out, man, I had 100 messages like, man, you got to schedule some W's and this, that, and the third. And what I've said to everybody is, 8-10 game seasons are great.
Yes, sir.
But what difference does it make if you go see Raceland and Piper in the second round?
Mm-hmm.
And you see how the scoreboard ended for us. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to see that caliber team, in the second round and be shook. We want to see them early. We want to really, not that we want it to be a knife fight, but we want to go and see when we can pull these big games out. So it's a no-brainer for us. We're going to get started early and we're going to take our lumps, And listen, guys, I look at the schedule right here in front of me, and, last year there was one team on here ranked below us. And so that just goes to show you where our program was and where we want it to be. And so I think this year we'll surprise some teams and surprise some people, and we're going to keep going forward.
Coach, I'll be honest with you. I don't think you could surprise nobody. I think you know who you are now, like you said, and that's the frustrating part about it. Watching y'all, of course, I pitch you a lot. Coach Truck didn't. I pitch you a lot. Coach Truck pitched against you a whole lot. But, I watch y'all be in a lot of close games. And I know some of the kids, I know some of the attitude, some of them being down. Yeah. So it's big you talk about Coach Ed up, but man, I think people know who you are. I think they know the talent you have. Like I said, Preston Cowan, man, when we picked the all big things team, we didn't know where to put him at. We just knew he was a dog for him for the crew. So I think they know who you are, Coach. I don't think you're sneaking up on nobody this year. I don't think you're sneaking up, Coach.
Man, when the new districts came out, man, I had 4 teams drop on me like flies. We had contracts with some teams. As soon as those new districts came out, boom, dropped like flies, man. So it was kind of hard. It was really a mix between we want more, meat on the schedule, and then we don't really have a choice because we're trying to find games. And I'm not the kind of coach that runs from anybody. If my kids are up to it, let's go play. We've tried to schedule some bigger schools during 7-on-7 in the summer, and so that's where we're at. We're trying to go and we're trying to build this program back the way it is, man. And I think we're in the right direction.
Now, as you get ready to go into the season, what's the one area or areas that's kind of concerning you as far as getting ready for this?
Here's the thing. I'm a big defensive guy. I love the defense. I love to coach it. And we've had great, defensive coordinators in the past, but when you take it over yourself, it means a little more to you. You want that to be successful. So first and foremost, we definitely have to be physical. But like Coach just said, he knows some of the kids, some of the attitudes, some of the home lives. We have to transform, me to we, and we've got to figure out how to put, our teammates before ourselves in big plays. I got guys right now that sometimes they get upset because the ball's not in their hands, and that's a good thing to have. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you have to figure out how to channel that. You know what I'm saying? As a coach, we got to figure out how to get everybody the ball and everybody to shine. So I think those are the 2 areas. Just being physical on defense and mentally tough. And just we before me. So I think other than that, man, we're excited. We're going to go into camp, man, and they're going to hate Coach for the next 6 days. Man, we're ready.
They got excited.
We're ready.
Yes,
what better reward to end camp than playing your crosstown rival the very next day?
Yes,
what better reward? So I think they're ready, man. We're optimistic.
Coach, you got anything else to cut?
Nah, man, it's exciting to see, like I said, for your middle school program. Like I said, when I was with we scrimmaged you all a few times in middle school, and like I said, what you built with that middle school team going to the high school team. What you're doing now, man, is remarkable. So I'll tell you, you can tell somebody who's passionate and love where they're at.
Yes, sir.
And that's home, you know what I'm saying? So y'all gonna make your home straight. So
yes, sir.
I know the sports doctor has been geeked by his parents' revival. He seen him so happy in a while.
Cuz just text me and say, what are the details I need to know? And, so man, I'm telling you, it's going in the right direction, man. People buy in that listen. We don't need fair weather fans. Look, some days are going to be harder than others, but I'm telling you, overall, it's going in the right direction. How many field houses have you seen with a barbershop in there? You know what I'm saying? It's very rare, man. So our team barber comes on Thursdays. We got a study lounge down there because grades are most important. So, it's going in the right direction. We just keep loving on them, keep buying in, man, and we're gonna make these kids real successful.
All right, Coach, we're looking for big things for them gray hairs. I'll definitely be in my orange and black this season, Coach. Keep doing big things, Coach. That's what I'm saying. saying. My coach. That's what I'm saying. Coach, we doing
We'll see the picks, man.
You already know.
Yeah,
Go back
man,
and watch
I
them
got
all.
you. I got you.
You know everything has been against you. I roll with them cats.
Those are motivational picks,
Hey,
Coach. I keep them
man,
motivated
that's
because
your-
you know they was like they used to see me. They be like, Coach, you gonna pick us again? I'm like, Coach, man.
Yeah, hey, it's motivational. It really
Motivational.
is.
Don't take it as that, Coach. Don't buy for that. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for
Yeah,
that.
Coach, man,
Yeah.
we appreciate you
Appreciate
stopping
y'all.
by. We look for the big things out of the Greyhounds and keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it,
Thank
Coach.
you. Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, now.